Just when millions of Americans thought they had the 2026 cost of living adjustment figured out, everything changed. The numbers released last week sent shockwaves through the Social Security Administration and left financial experts scrambling to update their projections. What we're about to discuss isn't just another routine COLA increase, it's a game-changing shift that could put thousands of extra dollars in your pocket next year. And here's the kicker, the factors driving this surprising adjustment aren't what anyone expected. In fact, the most significant influence came from a source that almost everyone overlooked. If you're one of the 70 million Americans receiving Social Security benefits, the next few minutes could be the most important information you'll hear this year. What I'm about to reveal isn't just about numbers, it's about real people, real lives, and a financial twist that nobody saw coming. Before we dive into these shocking details, take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. The headline that's got everyone talking: Social Security recipients are looking at a 3.5% COLA increase for 2026, significantly higher than the 2.5% most analysts predicted just months ago. What does this mean in real dollars? For the average Social Security recipient currently receiving $2,000 monthly, we're talking about an additional $70 per month or $840 per year. But here's where it gets really interesting: this isn't just about the numbers. The story behind this increase reveals a shifting economic landscape that could reshape retirement planning for years to come. Let's break down what makes this COLA adjustment so unique. Unlike previous years, where inflation was the primary driver, this time we're seeing a perfect storm of factors. First, there's the unexpected surge in energy prices that caught everyone off guard. Remember those predictions about oil prices stabilizing? Well, they didn't quite pan out the way experts thought they would. But that's just the beginning of this fascinating economic puzzle. Think about this for a moment: when was the last time you saw food prices at your local grocery store actually match what analysts predicted? The agricultural sector threw us another curveball this year, with unusual weather patterns affecting crop yields across the globe. This isn't just about paying a few cents more for vegetables, it's about a fundamental shift in food production costs that's rippling through the entire economy. But here's what really sets this COLA adjustment apart, and it's something that hasn't gotten nearly enough attention in the mainstream media. The Bureau of Labor Statistics has implemented a new methodology for calculating the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, CPIE, which more accurately reflects the spending patterns of older Americans. This change alone accounts for nearly 0.4 percentage points of the increase. Why is this so significant? Because it represents a fundamental shift in how we measure the cost of living for retirees. Now, you might be wondering, is this increase really enough to keep up with the actual cost of living? That's a great question, and it leads us to some eye-opening statistics. While the 3.5% COLA is higher than expected, let's look at what's happening with key expenses that hit seniors the hardest. Healthcare costs, for instance, have risen by nearly 6% over the past year. Prescription drug prices? They're up by an average of 4.7%. This disparity between the COLA increase and real-world expenses is creating what some experts are calling a retirement reality gap. Let me share something that really puts this into perspective. I recently spoke with Martha, a 73-year-old retiree from Ohio, who told me how these adjustments impact her daily life. Every dollar matters, she said, but what people don't understand is how quickly these increases get eaten up by rising Medicare premiums and prescription costs. Martha's story isn't unique, it's being echoed by millions of retirees across the country. Speaking of Medicare, here's something crucial that many people are missing: the relationship between COLA increases and Medicare Part B premiums. The 2026 Medicare premium adjustments haven't been announced yet, but historical patterns suggest they could offset a significant portion of this COLA increase. This is where things get really interesting and potentially concerning for many beneficiaries. Let's dive into some numbers that might surprise you. Over the past decade, Medicare Part B premiums have increased by an average of 5.4% annually. If this trend continues, it could mean that a substantial chunk of the new COLA increase might go straight to covering higher healthcare costs. But there's a silver lining here that many analysts haven't picked up on yet. The Inflation Reduction Act's provisions for Medicare drug price negotiations are starting to show real effects. For the first time, we're seeing meaningful constraints on healthcare cost increases, which could help beneficiaries retain more of their COLA adjustment. This is where timing becomes crucial and why 2026 adjustment could be more impactful than similar increases in previous years. Here's something that might keep you up at night: the Social Security Trust Fund's long-term sustainability. With higher than expected COLA increases, some analysts are raising concerns about the program's financial health. But before you start worrying, let me share some perspective that might ease your mind. The higher COLA actually reflects stronger wage growth and inflation metrics, which means more revenue is flowing into the system through payroll taxes. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: politics. How might the 2026 COLA adjustment influence the ongoing debate about Social Security reform? We're seeing interesting developments on both sides of the aisle. Traditional battle lines are being redrawn as legislators grapple with the reality of rising costs and an aging population. But here's what's really fascinating: the unexpected size of this COLA increase is changing the nature of these discussions. Remember those doom and gloom predictions about Social Security's imminent collapse? Well, the latest actuarial reports paint a more nuanced picture. Yes, challenges remain, but the system's resilience, especially in adapting to economic changes, is proving stronger than many expected. This leads us to an important question: how should beneficiaries plan for the future in light of these developments? Let me share a strategy that smart beneficiaries are already implementing. Instead of viewing COLA increases as pure spending money, many are using this opportunity to rebuild their financial buffers. Think about it: if you can maintain your current budget and save even a portion of the increase, you're creating an important safety net for future expenses. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is something you probably won't hear from mainstream financial advisors. The 2026 COLA increase isn't just about maintaining purchasing power, it's about adaptation to a changing economic landscape. We're seeing shifts in consumption patterns, especially among retirees, that could make this adjustment more significant than raw numbers suggest. Consider this scenario: with higher monthly benefits, some seniors might be able to make investments in energy-efficient home improvements or preventive healthcare measures that could lead to long-term savings. It's not just about the immediate boost to income, it's about the potential for strategic financial planning that this increase enables. Let's talk about timing for a moment. When exactly will beneficiaries see this increase in their checks? The new amounts will start with January 2026 payments, but here's a pro tip many people miss: your December 2025 COLA notice will arrive in early December, giving you time to plan. Mark your calendars now, because understanding the exact timing can help you make better financial decisions. Here's another aspect that's flying under the radar: the impact on SSI recipients. Supplemental Security Income beneficiaries will see the same percentage increase, but the effects could be even more significant given the program's strict asset limits. This is creating interesting discussions about potential reforms to SSI asset limits, which haven't been meaningfully updated in decades. Now, let me share something that might surprise you, and it's about the regional variations in how this COLA increase will play out. While the percentage is the same nationwide, the real-world impact varies significantly depending on where you live. For example, seniors in areas with high housing costs might find this increase particularly meaningful, while those in lower-cost regions might see more discretionary spending power. But here's what really keeps financial planners up at night: the long-term implications of these higher-than-expected COLA adjustments. We're not just talking about 2026, this could signal a shift in how we think about retirement planning for decades to come. The traditional 4% withdrawal rule. It might need serious reconsideration in light of these new economic patterns. Let's address a concern that many of you have probably been thinking about: taxes. How will this larger COLA increase affect your tax situation? It's a complex issue, but here's what you need to know: for some beneficiaries, this could push more of their Social Security benefits into taxable territory. But don't panic, there are strategies to manage this, and the net benefit still outweighs the tax implications for most recipients. Here's something fascinating that economists are just beginning to understand: the ripple effects of this COLA increase on local economies. When seniors have more spending power, it doesn't just affect them, it impacts entire communities. Small businesses, particularly in retirement-heavy areas, could see significant benefits. This economic multiplier effect is something that deserves more attention than it's getting. Now, let me share a personal observation that really drives home the significance of this adjustment. In my conversations with financial advisors and retirement planners, I'm hearing a common theme: this COLA increase is forcing them to revise their long-term planning strategies. The old assumptions about cost of living adjustments being barely adequate are being challenged, and that's leading to some interesting new approaches to retirement planning. But here's what really matters and what I want you to take away from this discussion: while the 3.5% COLA increase is bigger than expected, it's not just about the number. It's about understanding how to maximize its benefit in your specific situation. Every recipient's circumstances are different, and that's why it's crucial to think strategically about how to use this increase. Let me leave you with this thought: the 2026 COLA adjustment isn't just a story about Social Security, it's a story about economic adaptation, about how our retirement systems respond to changing times, and most importantly, about real people managing real financial challenges. The decisions you make about how to use this increase could have lasting effects on your financial well-being. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. How do you plan to use your increased benefits? Will you save the extra money, invest it, or use it for current expenses? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience could help other viewers make better decisions about their own situations. And if you found this information valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more updates on Social Security, retirement planning, and financial strategies that could help secure your future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.